Hey everybody, Roxabox90 here, back with Fate Reforged spoilers, day 9, 10, kind of 11. I'm sorry I missed the last day or so, but work caught up with me and I get up super early in the morning, which makes it tough for me to last all the way at night and have enough time for everything. But we're going to run through all the spoilers we missed pretty quickly. I'm pretty excited. They're looking pretty solid, and also some other cool things such as the Fate Reforged Ultra Pro products. Holy cow, gorgeous. We have the Crucible, the Dragon, and Ugin looking stunning. Why do they do this? I really dislike when they have this gross overlay. The art is so beautiful. Why don't you just leave the art as is? But the art looks fantastic. It really does. I kind of hope somebody makes like an inked playmat version but gets rid of that stupid border. I don't know what they're thinking with that. Then we got the boxes. Looks pretty sweet. We have a Sarkin stoking the flames, Ugin in the background art, and Ugin himself, who looks super sweet. I know that the sleeves are not great, but it looks great. And then we have the binder, back-to-back art. Again, really cool products. There we go. Then we got the Fate Reforged Clash Pack deck list release. I'm not going to go through them. I think you guys can look through them yourselves. They seem fine, playable-wise. They have some good playable cards in them. And the main thing to notice is that we have some pretty solid cards like Hero's Downfall and Courser of Krufix coming back with alternate art. Gorgeous. And Reaper of the Wilds, Whip of Erebos, which I love. I love this whip so much, how it's like across the aeons. He's able to whip across everywhere. Alternate arts look gorgeous. I'm sure it's going to be worth its value. Courser's in here, which means automatically this product is solid in terms of its cost. The decks seem decent, and etc. I like these products in general. This one seems decent, at least, if not more than decent. Pretty cool. Let's get into spoilers. So, Ujutai, Soul of Winter, 7 for a 5/6 flying Vigilant Dragon, which is ridiculous because it's a Frost Titan effect whenever it attacks, and it's a big flying dragon with vigilance, which means that its big butt at 5/6 is very viable. Of course, crazy and limited, good card, solid. Is it good enough for constructed? Maybe. Frost Titan didn't see a lot of play, and it's better than this, so I don't know if it's going to be playable for constructed. But Commander, of course, it's solid, even as Voltron, especially as Voltron, and limited solid. Wild Call is X and 2 green for a sorcery, manifest and put X1/1 counters on it. Seems a nice way of scaling up. Manifest is a pretty decent mechanic in the sense for this kind of thing, and I like it. Why not? Arishan Warbeast, 7 for a 6/6. Every deals combat damage to a blocking creature, you manifest. So it makes 2/2 dudes for you that could potentially become amazing, but it's so big. With no other abilities, it seems like an okay limited bomb, and that's it. Reality Shift is an instant exile, and they get to manifest, which is an interesting sword. It's a double-edged sword in that it's an amazing removal. 2 mana exile a creature at instant speed. Holy cow, that's great. But then they get a 2/2, which is who really cares, unless the 2/2 can morph, in which case it's really annoying. So I really like that. It seems like a very good, but potentially backfiring removal spell. Right into Being, look at the top 2 cards, you manifest 1, put the other in the bottom of your library. Interesting filter variant. It's 3 for a manifest 2/2, but you get to choose. I like that about it. I think it's a solid spell. Fierce Invocation, manifest and put 2/1 counters on it. So it's 5 for a 4/4 manifest. It's okay, because if you miss, then it's, I mean, I guess it's fine. It's 5 for a 4/4 generic no matter what you do. So you kind of can't lose. Seems decent. Formless Nurturing, manifest to put 2/1 counters on, put a 1/1 counter on it, and this is 4 mana. This one seems worse than Fierce Invocation, but it's kind of the same thing. It's just, it's fine, I guess. It's fine. It's hard to judge. Sultai Emissary, 2 for 1/1, that when it dies, you manifest. I don't really like it. I don't really like it so much. I think having to be so reactive to get a possible future card, I don't think it's that good. Humble Defector is a commander card basically only. You put it in things like Zedru because it gives you huge advantage, but then you can give it to somebody else. So that seems very political. Atarka World Render. This card is huge. Flying Trample Dragon that can give itself double strike and give any dragon that attacks with a double strike. Seems crazy powerful for Dragon Tribal, crazy powerful Unlimited. So far, I think my best favorite of these aggro dragons. Kind of boring design, but really strong. Alacia Smiles at Death, 3/2 first strike for 3. That gives you the possibility of returning a 2 or less for a mana cost creature attacking with it for 2. Seems a good way for a lot of the cheap cost creatures that we're seeing to be able to get them back in combat and get them back attacking for you. I like her a lot. I think she's going to be an interesting aggro commander, interesting aggro card. Master of the Unseen is I mean, yeah, sure, it's good that you can last if limited turns out to be more mid-rangey, this card could be good. Otherwise, Temur Sabertooth, this guy is solid. I don't like he's 3 toughness, but the fact that you can potentially work with raid and dash to be able to replay creatures and regain effects, I think that's pretty solid. Neutralizing Blast, I don't like these kind of counterspells. Ugin Structure is pretty awful, I think. It's a 4/5 for 4, but you have to lose a permanent. Not a fan. Ambush Croteak is a 5/5 for 6 trample. Bounce a creature back. Again, this is good with raid. I think it's pretty good in that sense, and it's a good, solid aggro creature. Jeskai Barricade, you flash it in. It's an 0/4 defender, and I like that it can work with raid. It seems very good. Scroll of the Masters is not great. I think it has maybe limited potential, and that's about it. The fact that it costs, if it didn't cost so much, if it cost like 1 or something, I think it would be very good for limited, but as is, I don't know. Absent Beastmaster, I like this card a lot. It's huge card advantage for green, which green needs. I think for commander, it's a huge win, huge utility creature, and even in limited, I think it's very solid. Very big fan. This is the Reclamation Sage of the set, in my opinion. Then we got over here, I'm just going to go to Frostwalker. It's 2 for a 4/1. Whenever it requires the target of spell or ability, sacrifice it. I don't like it. I don't. Even though it reminds me of how powerful that bear card from Cons was, the one 3 for a 4/2, and how hard it was for people to attack into it. I think this card has a similar effect, but it's so easy to kill. I don't like it as much. Then we have over here Mardu Woe Reaper, 1 for a 2/1. Whenever another warrior attacks, you can exile target creature from a graveyard and you can gain life. Seems very solid aggro, uncommon. Probably even good enough for a cube, I think. And then we have Summon the Ancestors, X and 2 white. Instant, return each creature card with command cost X or less from a graveyard to the battlefield and they exile end of turn. I like this card a lot because you instant it in during combat on turn, let's say 5 or 6, and you swing with your army to kind of help push through and finish off. Seems like a very solid aggro card, especially with, as this person mentions over here, the number of cheap creatures we've been seeing that are very good for aggro. And then Renowned Weaponsmith, 2 for 1/3, tap for 2 mana, which is very strong as these kind of creatures go, and you can only spend on artifacts, so it's going to be a big commander staple. Its second ability, you need to have good cards. Harpier's Bow is not a good card. Vial of Dragonfire is probably in Dragons of Tarkir, since we haven't heard about it yet. And Reveal it, put it in your hand. Okay, I guess. It's really there because it's a ramper for artifacts. Mardu Scout, 2 for a 3/1 with dash. I actually like the dash more. Seems decent for aggro, although 2 red's a bit hefty. Ghastly Conscription, 7 for a sorcery. Exile all creature cards from target player's graveyard in a face-down pile, shuffle them up, and then manifest. Wow, that's a mythic? It's not a great mythic, but could be really powerful. I have to say, for limited, that could be really, really strong. It's one of those cards that seems like has potential. Has a lot of potential. And of course, for casual people who run mill decks and other things, this card is fabulous. I like the flavor. I like the design. Is it super strong? I don't think so. Is it good for limited? Probably. And that's about all I got to say. Hero's Blade, 2 for a 3/2 equipment. Whenever legendary creature enters the battlefield, you can attach it for free. Seems very strong for decks that have legendaries. We have a bunch of good legendaries in this set. I think for limited it'll be great in the right kind of deck, and maybe constructed, but I doubt it. I doubt it. And that's all we got, ladies and gentlemen. That's all, folks. So stick around because we're going to have more spoilers. Hopefully I'll be on time with the next set that we have, the next spoilers that we have. And of course, as we get closer to the full set reveal, I'm getting closer to putting together my commander list, putting together my overall limited full set review, so stay tuned for those. And we also have the 10,000 subscriber giveaway coming up soon. I'm hopefully gonna put that together. I have some really exciting stuff. I'm considering giving away a box of Conspiracy as one of the possible prizes, so I think that'll be super sweet to see. If you guys are interested, stick around, like the video if you enjoyed, and as always, Roxabox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.